Hey guys, welcome back to the Snap-On Chronicles. Today we have another ratchet video for you, but if you could do me a favor before we start, if you can give me a like and consider subscribing to this channel if you find this content interesting or helpful. Okay, today we have a little bit of a mystery ratchet. It's definitely a Snap-on ratchet, but there are no markings on this ratchet except for the on and off and what looks like a 9 in the middle of the two words. But from what I can gather, what I researched, this looks like a Snap-on F-70n Ferret ratchet that came out like in the late 30s, and they continued producing these I think until the late 40s, and they produced similar ones to this all the way into the early 60s. So here's what the handle looks like. It looks like it was chromed, has like a chrome finish, and some of it is wearing off here, and at the bottom looks like someone marked it, like an owner's mark or something. And here's the profile, so you can see more of the chrome exposing the steel underneath here on the sides. And this one also has an oil port at the top of the ratchet. Okay, so let's open it up and see what's inside. Has two screws, two slotted screws. This is what the screws look like. Just typical Snap-on screws, slotted. And see if I could lift up on the anvil, and here comes the plate. Okay, it's your typical Snap-on plate. It's usually very thick, and this one is. Looks like it was chrome plated also. And here is the gear. The gear, you can see the ball detent. It was peened in place, and it has like that wavy type peen that you see on a lot of early Snap-ons. And at the opposite end of the ball detent, there's a hole. And if I don't know, you'd be able to pick this up. Probably not, but if you look very carefully inside, you can see the spring and all that, and the ball all the way at the other end. Okay, this mechanism is a coarse mechanism. This gear only has 20 teeth, and here's a look at the teeth. These teeth don't look too bad. I think my theory is that this was rebuilt at some point. Just some of the parts look like they were rebuilt. Like this switch. The switch looks like switches from like later on Snap-ons. From what I can see here, this 9 and the shape of this 9, it most likely corresponds to 1939. If anybody has any better information than that, just drop me a line in the comments. But this looks like a 1939-9. And it also resembles, if you turn it upside down, it resembles a 1946 6 symbol for 1946, but I don't think they would put it upside down, so I'm guessing usually they put it right side up with the letters, so my most educated guess will be 1939 for this ratchet. Okay, here is the pawl. The pawl just has one tooth per side. You can see the one tooth there, just the one corner. And this has sort of a bat wing pawl. There's a spring underneath here with a ball detent for the switching action. And you see how the switch was peened here. That's also why I think this was kind of rebuilt, because it looks like a rebuilt job. I don't think the factory was peening it like this when this came out of the factory, so it looks like kind of somebody did that afterwards. And here's the inside of the mechanism. You can see there's some pitting in here. Some of the chrome is worn off, and there's a little bit of pitting in here. But still pretty sturdy ratchet. You can see the walls here are very thick. That the walls that the pawl leans on when there's pressure exerted at the gear. So you got some thick walls here. So that's pretty good. And at the bottom you can see the oil port. You can see the opposite end of the oil port. I haven't gotten this oil port to operate yet. It seems like when I opened this up, there was a lot of caked hard grease in this ratchet. It looked like somebody oiled it, but there was still a good amount of caked grease on the sides here, and there was a good amount of caked grease inside the oil port hole there. So I'm gonna put a little WD-40 in there and leave it for a while and see if it'll break that up. See, you can even see it on the tip of the pick. It's like kind of the grease is softening up a little bit in there. So yeah, that's about it. I'm not gonna take the switch off because I'm afraid it might break, and then I won't have any ratchet to demo at all. Because this one looks like it's I don't know. Like I said, looks like it was rebuilt. So it'll probably, if I knock this out, it'll probably break all this up, and I won't get it back together. But to put this all back together, it's pretty simple. You just take your gear and you drop it back in there. Oh, one more thing. I'm pretty sure this is missing the cap also. There's usually a cap here, there, that covers the gear, this gear end over here. There's usually a cap there, so usually the gears don't stick out like that. It's usually protected here with a cap. I think that's missing. And you can see that the chrome is exposing like a metal, what would you call that, bushing or something, that they put in here, I guess to protect this side over here from too much wear. It's removable, but I'm not gonna mess with that. If that's been in there since 1939, I'm far be it from me to try to remove it. Okay, and you take your plate and you drop it onto the gear. Okay, get it flush like that. You take your screws, you drop them in, your screwdriver, screw them in. Like that. Make sure they're snug, but not super tight. And that's about it. And you just switch it around a little bit to see if it's ratcheting. Yep, it's ratcheting. Okay, so that's my teardown and review of this no nomenclature Snap-on F-70n Ferret from most likely 1939. Okay guys, until next time.